All right. How's it going? I think I'm live now. Yeah. All right. So another, hopefully, well, this might be the last one if my motherboard comes in sometime during this week or so. Phone review for Monday Night Raw. And look, anybody that's been following my channel for a little bit, I usually don't even touch Raw unless I have Tech Rev with me or it's like some kind of special thing where uh, they've advertised something is going to happen. But with my computer being down and uh, basically, I don't have cable because if you have cable, you're pretty much a sucker. I just have the Fire Stick. I haven't been able to watch Impact or any other wrestling shows, so kind of stuck getting my wrestling fix on WWE Raw. And look, I'm gonna just lay all the cards on the table. Raw, it wasn't that bad this week, but for a show of WWE's like let's just say this, for the money WWE has, the show should be a lot better, and it's just not. There are like major plot holes that you can shoot through when people say dialogue. The wrestling is so, and these people are mad talented, and it's hugely disappointing. Um, I'm just going to get into the show because I'll just get stuck here explaining the problems of WWE and everything like that. So it starts off. Oh, gotta let my dog out. All right. So let me explain the problem. Let me explain how it starts off. So it starts off with a now, it starts off with a tag team over the top battle royal. The winner becomes team captains of the Raw Survivor Series 10 on 10. Yes, that's right. A 10 on 10 man tag team thing for I don't know what's the important thing of being team captain. Does it get you a first tag team title shot? If you win on Raw side, do you get a tag team title shot in the future? Yeah, if you're the last team survivor, or what are you getting from? That's my milk cat. But what are you getting for being in the Survivor Series? There's no build up because it's only 2 weeks. But anyway, Braun Strowman comes out and he shits on the entire tag team division. And he sits there in a chair. He's like, I'm not leaving until my demands are met. The classic thing of I'm upset. You guys have to do something about this. And Stephanie McMahon comes out, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, Stephanie, she's gonna do her classic thing. She's going to berate Braun Strowman, build like pretty much demolish all of his years of being this monster guy. She's gonna tell him to shut the hell up, get the hell out of her ring, and pretty much make him look like a little bitch. Pretty much just going to kill his whole entire career. Instead, Braun Strowman redeems himself. He's like, I'm not your puppet. I'm smart. You can't trick me. I want stuff. You want me to be a part of your team? I want Brock. I want Bald Corbin, and I want to pick the stipulations for the matches. She agrees because Braun Strowman on her team. That's kind of like a win-win. And she says you can't have Baron Corbin until after you win the match at Survivor Series. Out comes Ronda Rousey, who says, I don't need any motivation. I'm tired of the man, and I'm going to beat her. And then I'm like, I'm going to show you how to break someone's arm. She looks at Stephanie. Out comes Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin, he talked, and he's like, hey, look, guys, we need to stay focused, blah, 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 blah. Gets into the ring because Stephanie has pretty much put, what would you call it, insurance on him until after Survivor Series. So he's safe from Braun Strowman. Gets in the ring, and this is the same guy last year that was throwing people in chairs and doing all this destructive shit. And now he gets in the ring. He's like, "Hey, Ronda, you need to take it easy." And he gets his fucking back slammed out. What? What's going on? Baron Corbin could have been a guy that, hey, could have been a devastating force. Instead, he's like one of the most raggediest general managers we've had on Raw in a long time, even as a villain. So after that, you have Braun telling him, I'm gonna neuter you or whatever, doesn't announce the stipulation or whatever. So I'm pretty much assuming that at TLC is going to be Braun Strowman versus Baron Corbin TLC match, and it's going to be a fucking massacre. Anyway, so the first match of the night was Ember Moon versus Tamina. Tamina wins, and the interesting stuff about this commentary was, it was like Ember Moon is going to invoke some revenge, and I'm thinking to myself, what revenge? Like, first of all, she lost the match fair and clean. She got attacked after the match, which it really wouldn't be revenge or whatever. Whatever. So she loses, and the match was okay. And I know a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, Ember Moon, she's losing now, and it's not right." Look, Tamina, it's been a long time coming for her to get her up confidence as a superstar. It's been far too long that she hasn't had any goal or whatever. Let me look at my cat. Like, she jumped behind like this pillar, and now she's stuck. And look, I'm gonna get her later, but it's just like, you've done that a couple times. Like, what the hell are you doing? Anyway, so she loses, whatever, and then you have, oh yeah, you had, well, I think it was Drew McIntyre came out. No, not Drew McIntyre. Seth Rollins came out, and he's getting interviewed by Corey Graves. Corey Graves asked him, what about you and Dean Ambrose? Did you get an answer? Dean Ambrose, he's always been, a guy to do his actions or whatever. And then they switched to Dean Ambrose after Seth Rollins says he's a coward. There you are. After Dean Ambrose said Seth Rollins calls him a coward. And he's out in the parking lot, and he gives this promo. He's like, look, maybe, I hope you guys can forgive me or whatever. Nah, that's not it. And he's like, hey, this cat. And he's like, look, I thought being together in the Shield would make me strong, but it's not. It's a hindrance. And I was just thinking to myself, this is like 2 to 3 years late. This is the promo maybe Seth Rollins should have cut. Or they should have had Dean Ambrose go heel first, because this just sounds stupid. Look, Dean Ambrose is a former WWE champion, Intercontinental champion. Basically, he's a triple crown champion, and all this stuff happened while pretty much, I think he won the US. Yeah, he won the US title as a Shield member, but everything else happened without him wearing the Shield color. So for him to say, "Hey, I thought wearing the Shield stuff would make me strong and us together," bro, you've accomplished a lot not wearing the Shield stuff. So you reforming? Don't even try it. Don't even. But yeah. Anyway, like I said, where was I? You want to put this because she's gonna keep climbing up under stuff. But like I said, it was to me, it was just it didn't make any sense for him to say, "Hey, I thought the shield helped me." You pretty much did it pretty fair well for yourself without the shield. Basically, all of them have, without wearing the shield colors. All of them have done pretty well, except for Roman, who we all know why he continues to wear the shield stuff because they're pretty much going to put all the shield stuff on Roman Reigns. So it just it was a decent promo, but there were pieces in there where it just fell apart, and then he burnt the jacket at the end, and yeah, whatever, bro. Like it's not like it was anything like, how can I say this, unique about his shield jacket. Because like the only one of them that has a shield jacket that's really like unique is Roman. It's not like he had like the Dean Ambrose like patches or something like that on it. It's just a regular one that, hey, 2 more years we can reunite again. So it had really, to me, no meaning. But then they did the recap of Drew beating Kurt Angle with the ankle lock. And I heard what was it? JD from NY talk about how this was a passing of the torch of the ankle lock to Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is never going to use that move again. Like I severely doubt it. He's got like he already has the Iron Maiden submission, which is far more devastating for a man of his size. And I think also back in the like a while ago, he Kurt Angle passed that submission on to Davey Richards. But if you're talking about WWE wise, who has the ankle lock, who he passed it down to, I definitely, unless they just go with him using the ankle lock, which I doubt it. I doubt they have somebody like Drew McIntyre using the ankle lock anytime soon. So anyway, Drew comes out and he berates Kurt Angle, saying that he's a coward. He made him cry, blah 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 blah, and he says that he won't tolerate weakness, and he's gonna. This is his show. Out comes Finn Balor, who does all of his entrance, and he's supposed to be mad, but he's still like he's smiling like he's about to go on a ferry ride, like he's a little kid, and he tells Drew, he's like, "I'm upset with you, pal. You shouldn't have done what you did to Kurt Angle, and you sucker punched me, but you're smiling ear to ear, like." And if this is his character, they haven't established that, hey, Finn Balor, he's a demon, and he's locking the demon inside because this is how he does it. He smiles, and when he smiles, he's happy, and the demon doesn't come out. When he gets mad, the demon comes out. So you want to keep him smiling. They haven't even established that motive for why he's smiling all the time. Hey, Finn, somebody just took a shit in your bag. Randy Orton. Yeah. Hey, somebody just stole your car. Yeah. But and then Drew McIntyre, he's like, okay, you want to have a match with me. That's cool. But I'm not gonna wrestle you because you're not on my level. You know what? You're gonna have to face Dolph, the man who's the best in the world. This is where it lost me again. He's the best, Drew McIntyre. He's the best wrestler. He's the best. But Dolph is the best in the world. You see how those two things don't even match up? I'm better than everybody on the roster, but the guy right here, he's the best in the world. What kind of oxymoron shit is that? But anyway, and then he's like, if you can beat Dolph, I'll come down from my level to your. You just said this man's the best in the world, but he's on a lower level. So you're the best in the galaxy, or are you the best in the universe? You're not the best in the. Anyway, they had Dolph versus Finn Balor. Dolph dominated most of this match, and in true Ziggler fashion, he lost to a roll up. So we went from Ziggler coming in high strong with McIntyre, winning the IC title, winning the tag belts, to him losing to Shane McMahon at a irrelevant pay-per-view for the best in the world, and now also losing to Finn Balor with a fucking roll up. Yep. Hey, look, I already know. I can see it now. Let me grab my juice. Okay. I'll make a prediction. Dolph Ziggler is going to get a Claymore kick to the face. They're already like doing that separated stuff where they're getting Drew ready for the main event, and they're going to have to cut these ties from Dolph. They probably have like a feud or whatever, and that'll be it. But anyway, what was the next one? Oh yeah, I think it was the tag. This is what they did. They did the tag team, the battle royal. They started off the match. They brought it back, and it was like basically all the teams of Raw to see who would be the captains. And this is the funny part: Rude and Chad Gable win, and then they show it's gonna be these tag teams of Raw, the same tag teams that were trying to eliminate each other, are going to be in this battle royal. Hilarious. For what? Who knows? Who the hell knows? Then you had Ruby Riott. She was she came out with Riot Squad, and Ruby Riott cut the best promo of the night. She really had me going. She was like, "Oh man, I'm like really sorry and everything like that. I shouldn't have brought those glasses." And then she like looked at the camera with this like evil smile, and she was like, "I enjoyed every minute of it. You know, I wanted Natty to feel the pain that we felt." She didn't go into detail like, you know, Natty pretty much got a free ride in WWE, and she didn't have to work as hard or whatever. She could have went there, but whatever. I guess it wasn't important. So Natalya comes out and she's attacking Ruby, but the numbers pile up, and this could be an interesting feud. Ruby versus Natalya. Too bad it's kind of gotten overwatched with all those 6-woman tag team matches. So I'm hopeful for it because this could turn to be something great. You had Brock Lesnar coming out to the ring with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman cut the same promo. He threw in a Hotel California reference, blah, blah, blah. Out comes Jinder Mahal, and what a difference a year makes. The guy who went from like a dominating WWE title run to I don't know what the fuck he's doing now. And he comes out, he's like, you know, we could have had an epic match, the Maharaja versus the Bees, blah, blah, blah. He gets in the ring and like he's like, bro, I'm gonna teach you how to win against AJ, stay focused, breathing treatment. And Brock tells Paul, hey, get in here, man. You know, let him get in here, man. You're Jewish or something like that. So Brock is doing the breathing treatment with Jinder, but he attacks him. He suplexes the holy hell out of the Singh brothers, beats up Jinder Mahal like he's a piece of trash. And look, when you look at these two guys in the ring, look, as Brock is very impressive, Jinder Mahal is no slouch. The guy looks like a fucking beast, and it's a shame what they're doing to this guy as far as talent wise. Like, you're telling me Jinder Mahal, a guy of his stature and size, is a jobber. Oh, that's that seems like a waste of talent to me, but whatever. Um, see, trying to think of what else you had here. All this stuff kind of ran together. You had was there any other matches on here? Oh, you had uh, now this was hell. Hmm, oh yeah, you had Lashley versus Elias. A lot like what are they doing with Bobby Lashley? So Leo Rush, he's like hyping up Bobby Lashley. Lashley has his sunglasses on, Austin Aries asshole style, and uh, like now they have Lashley bending over in the ring, showing his ass to the crowd. Is this really the best we can do for Bobby Lashley, people? Really? Is it really? Like, oh, Lashley, he needs to come to work for WWE, for TNA, for TNA. Ah, and now look at him. He's in the ring, bending over, slapping his own ass. Is this really? Is this all it's worth for? Is this all you thought it would be? And then Elias kills the man on the mic. He gets on the phone. He's like, "Yes, Child Protective Services." Uh, Bobby Lashley is in the ring with a small young boy, and he's bending over. Yeah, I know. It's pretty disturbing. Like that shit was hilarious, and it you know what? It did feel like that. Like Leo Rush, like he's 20 something, but yeah, it did not look right in the ring. Um, anyway, so they have the match, and the winner of the match gets a spot on Team Raw Survivor Series. Elias loses because Leo Rush holds his leg while he's trying to get in the ring, and he loses by count out. And then backstage, you have Finn Balor. Stephanie makes him part of the team or whatever. Um, after one win on Dolph Ziggler, whatever. So the team is Baron Corbin as some kind of proxy coach, Braun Strowman, McIntyre, Ziggler, Baylor, whatever, and Lashley. I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna do a SmackDown prediction when I get filmed this Raw review. But anyway, let's see. That happened, and then you had, if I'm not mistaken, like I think I might have missed one match, but it's not really that important. You had Alexa Bliss coming out, and she's talking about how. All right, he's talking about how, she picking her team. She picked Mickey James, Tamina, Nia Jax, and Natalia, but she sent Natalia home because Natalia is going through a lot of emotional stress. So she's going to figure out who's going to get the final spot. And it's going to be a friend versus friend battle. Now, it's Sasha Banks, and they're like, who is it going to be? Like, they're fucking 5 years old. Like, it can't solve continent problems. Like, who do you think is going to be? The Easter Bunny? It's Bailey. And they have this match. And here's the problem. This Women's Survivor Series match, 5-on-5, is for nothing. This is for nothing. And Bailey and Sasha, they almost killed each other for nothing. Think about that. Nothing. This match means nothing. There's no incentive for these women to wrestle or get anything. Nothing. Bailey hit a Bailey to Bailey on the apron. That's the hardest part of the ring. And it's for nothing. And then at the end, they attacked them. and just basically waste everybody's time. 2018, just waste it. Let's waste that shit. We don't give a fuck. And then she picks Ruby Riot, and that's not a bad pick, but it's just like, why you just could why go through all this? Then they cut to the camera, and it's um Becky Lynch, and she's attacked Ronda Rousey, and she has her in the arm bar, the disarmor. She comes out to the ring while the Raw women are standing out there, and predictably, the SmackDown women attack the Raw women. What's interesting about this is that some of the women on the SmackDown side aren't even participating in the Survivor Series match. So I don't know. They had Becky pretty much demolish Ronda with a chair, and I think this probably should be it should be an iconic wrestling image. I don't know where Becky Lynch got her nose busted open, but she did, and she's just standing at the top of the ramp at the end of the Raw with just her nose leaking from blood, and I'm like, whoa. That's a picture that should be on a t-shirt. That's a picture that should be on a poster. That's badass. So all in all, decent, but could be a lot better. It could be a lot better as always. Try to run through the Survivor Series stuff real quick. The main thing, the 5-on-5 Survivor Series match for the men: Braun, Dolph, McIntyre, Lashley, Baylor versus, look at this lineup of shit: Shane McFucking Man, Samoa Joe, Rey Mysterio, and Miz and Daniel Bryan. This doesn't even match up on paper. Who put this SmackDown team together? The women's look. I'm not even gonna go into it, man. It's tedious. I look, to be honest, it's a 2-week build Survivor Series. Who gives a fuck? This glorified bragging rights. Why would I even try to get in detail? Like, I'm going to watch it, but look, this is what it has become. They've sullied the name of Survivor Series. They've given one of their big four pay-per-views 2 weeks of build. They've given more weeks of build to Crown Royal in Saudi Arabia than an established pay-per-view that people know. That's all you need to know about the WWE's priorities right now. They are killing their own product. 2 weeks is not enough to build a pay-per-view build, especially like it's not even Survivor Series anymore. It's bragging rights. They don't have in-house Survivor Series stuff or whatever. It's Raw versus SmackDown. And most of the time, since they've had this brand split, SmackDown doesn't win. It's always Raw. And I would be surprised if Raw loses. I would be really surprised. But although it could happen this year, since I already predicted that McIntyre is going to kick Dolph in the face, and Dolph's going to be the reason why they lose. So it could happen. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, and yeah, that's pretty much it, man. If I missed the match, who cares? Like, really, it was a Raw. If I missed like one match, oh, you man, Jobber 1 versus Jobber 2. Nah, who cares? Who really cares? Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.